Hello guys, welcome back. Today it's special because I'm not recording any video for over a month. Way over a month, plus this is not Roblox. So yeah, let's just hop into it. So what we are gonna do today, I'm just gonna teach you how to get a efficient start in a new Call of War game. In this occasion, we are at a 100-player World at War game, and we are being the aggressive one and not the defensive one. So that's the case right here, and now I'm going to teach you how you can get an efficiency start. So let us go to my new made game. So first thing you want to do when you join a game, you want to go to Diplomacy, and as you can see, I just started this game because everybody has the same victory points, and this is day 1 and it's 3 hours till the next day. So all you want to do first is look around your map, look around your borders, look at who's around your borders, and see if they are an NPC, like a 10 victory point country, or if they are a player country with 50 victory points. So at this point, I'm Communist China, and I've got Sichuan, South China, National China, and Mukden as a 10 victory point country, so let's not talk about that. So let's sum up the main countries: Sichuan, Nationalist China, and Manchukuo, however you pronounce it, Mongolia as well, because I'm invading Mengjiang. And around me there's also Korea, but in this server Korea is being AFK, so I decided to add Japan. So first thing, you want to go to Diplomacy. You want to make a coalition, like your own coalition. In this case, we are the Ancient Power Group. So after that, you have to go to message and trade to ask the countries around your borders to to make them join your alliance, so if they start an attack, they won't attack you, and you won't attack them, and you have a team to work with. So in this case, we now have Burma, South China, Nationalist China, and Japan. At the moment, Sichuan is seemingly AFK, so as you can see, my 10 stack infantry is about to take it over. So now you've got your country coalitions and allies done. You want to start developing your country. So first, this part is where I started with. So at first you will have a lot of troops. So think about it. Which country do you want to attack first? I wanted to attack Mengjiang first, so I sent all the infantries to this place to gather up, and then started attacking Mengjiang. As you can see, this route is actually pretty long, all the way through Mengjiang, and start attacking Sichuan. So the capital is where you get most of your stuff. Every single country got different capitals, like such as Korea, they get wheat, which is food. For Mukden, they get yin cow, which is for the metal, but I started with boxes, which is stuff. So stuff may not be pretty important early game while you're building, but when you are mid game, you will start to produce a lot of infantry, a lot of paratroopers, and so you will need a lot of boxes. So because it's your capital, which is Beijing, you get a pretty high morale, like a really high morale. So they will eventually grow to 100%, which means you produce more stuff, but if you think stuff are important early game, then you can go to construction and construct some industries. For overview, you can just click on provinces and you will see which country produces the most. Well, not country, I mean provinces. Also, you can go to show all provinces and make some local industry instead of industry. Well, it's pretty useful because, as you can see, let's go to buildings. I will show you what I have. Like, go to buildings. You can see I can only afford 2 industries because my materials are pretty low. I will talk about that later. So, what do you need the most? It depends on what you need the most, and then you just find a urban province which produces that material, and if you really need it, you just add some factory. Factory at level 1 only does a 30% production, so you wanna get the most important one to level 3 as soon as possible. However, that's not the main case, so you need to start up your defenses first. So make your army look strong. You don't wanna get wrecked by those early attackers because they are really powerful. You can see the difference. So my urban province that produces food only does 5.1k food, and my urban provinces which produces metal does 5.6k. That's a 5k increase from the industry. Also, ignore this part, which is Sharamuran, which is constructing a, well, fortification or bunkers, because this is because that I just occupied it and it started automatically repairing it. So now you know what to do with your industries. As you can see, we just produced some tanks. That's a part of the military. And now we're going to talk about military part. So when you, at the start, it depends on what kind of player are you. Are you a tank player? Are you an infantry player? Or are you a naval player? So it depends on what you need. So let's say you are a tank player, which is me. I'm a tank player. So the second thing you join the game is to construct in every single urban provinces a tank production, so you can produce more tanks. And that's what I did. As you can see, all my tank plants are level 1. You don't need to level up to them to level 2 or 3 yet, because early game you don't really need it. You need it like late game. And so after you build them, you may or may not have enough resources according to what resources you used. Like the resources you might use it to build a factory, which is industry, and so you don't have much resources left. But I suggest not to take those industries on the first day as priority, but starting from the 3rd or 5th day you need to start constructing industries. Now, after you construct all the tank plants, you have to research tanks. So armored car does 2.7 attack, and this does 3.6. Although defense is a bit low, but that doesn't matter the most early game. So as you can see, the first thing I actually researched was, well, armored car, because I'm a tank player, and because I have some spare gold, I sped up the research. So I got the armored car 10 minutes into this game. After that, I researched light tank without using gold, because that's gonna be very useful. So after that, I went to infantry, because I would need some infantry. Let's say you're an infantry player it's not like you never need a tank, even though you're an infantry player. So I researched infantry. The reason I did not research militia, it's because that I do not need militia at the moment, due to all the countries surrounding me are allies or AFK or AI, so that's why I didn't research militia, but you need it when you need to defend. After that, I researched submarine first and then cruiser. Cruiser is used to attack and submarine is used to defend, so submarine is what I researched first, and then for air I researched attack bomber. Naval bomber, I don't expect myself to be fighting some naval warfare, so I did not research naval bomber. I researched cruiser just for supporting these island provinces when I need to invade them. So after you got them down, you may need some ordnance. I got some artillery for support, some anti-tank just in case. Anti-air you don't really need it because you know it's early game, nobody will have like insane planes. So let's say you want some secret stuff. Rock artillery, BM13, which in this case, well, these days these are really just for support, so early game you don't really need it. Plus I'm invading some AI countries. Okay, so that's out of the way. After you have enough resources, you go back to the provinces tab and produces tanks like everywhere you have your tank factory. So in this case I have low material, so I'm just gonna produce one for now. But just now I got 5 of them done, so that's more defense. And that's basically it for day 1. Remember to communicate with different countries and read the newspaper on what the countries say, so maybe they might be planning some attacks and you don't know because you didn't read the newspaper. So that's it for the early game. There's also one last secret tips. So after you invade these AI countries, you may be scared of these borders because they are actual players and actual countries. So there's a trick. Just go and find the countries that you're scared of and go to their chat. Just say hello and say oops, wrong country, sorry. So you can check if they're AFK or not. So if they respond, like he responded yo, so that means he's actually online. So you do not want to attack him right now and attack these AFK countries. So that's it for day 1. There's no other days coming in case you're curious, because this is early game tutorial.